Another day, another video. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today we're watching Lost. This is the 8th episode of the 3rd season. Hopefully you guys have been enjoying it so far. If you'd like to watch today's full episode, it is available for free in a link in the description below. Just click on it, put the password in and enjoy. So last episode was really interesting. It was kind of the first episode we've ever got from somebody having a backstory that's not fully fledged part of the camp. So yes, we've had an Anna Lucia one and we've had a Mr. Echo one. I'm not too sure we had a fully fledged hardcore Libby one. She was involved in a Desmond storyline. But this is the first time we kind of had one from the others. You know, we've not had one of Ben before, but we had one of Juliet. And it was interesting to learn that she actually wasn't born on the island. She lived in the normal real world. You know, she lived where Jack and Kate and Sawyer did. She was working in a hospital. She was running tests on the side. Her sister seemed like she was ill and, you know, she was very sick and she was running tests. And basically, she managed to pregnate her. That's what it seemed like anyway. Not too sure what she was fully doing. It sounded like she also managed to impregnate a male mouse. And it was interesting because we had the others, I believe, come along and they were like, we want to recruit you, we want you to move to Portland, we want you to do this and that and live here. It's a great place to be, do you know what I mean? We can give you all of the facilities, all these tests, you know, we could change the world. Very interesting. You know, she was like, look, it's a great job opportunity, but I can't do it. My ex-husband wouldn't let me. You know, we learned that her ex-husband was like her boss. And he was like, well, surely we can convince them. And she was like, wait, the only way that he'd let me do it is if he got hit by a bus. And she's like, oh, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that. It's really unprofessional. Thanks for the offer, but I can't take it. And she left. Well, the interesting thing is, yeah, when her sister turned out that she was pregnant and, you know, her procedures were actually working, she went to tell her ex-husband and, you know, as he was talking, he stepped out. Got hit by a bus. They ended up coming in, offering the job again. Who was there? Ethan, his associate. You know what I mean? And then obviously I put two and two together. They brought her to the island. That's where she's stuck. Now, obviously, the reason why she wanted Jack to botch the procedure and kill Ben is because she wanted to get away. You know what I mean? He's in charge. And basically, Jack's obviously revealed this and said, look, mate, you know, she wanted to actually kill you. Ben's like, I want to speak to her now. They've ended up cutting a deal in silent. We didn't hear what he said. Kate and Sawyer, they've obviously managed to get away with the help of Alex. This managed to rescue her boyfriend, who seems like he was sat down, paralyzed, being hypnotized over and over again in this weird room. They put him in like a canoe, and as they was ready to go back to the island, you know, she's managed to run across Juliet. She's you know, she shot one of the guards. She said, look, mate, everybody can go, but Alex, you've got to stay. Your dad don't want you to go. Her dad is Ben, which is very interesting. You know, Kate, Sawyer, and obviously her boyfriend, they sailed off into the sunset. They're going back to the island. They ended up staying, you know, Alex and Juliet. She's gone back. She's spoken to Jack. Jack saved Ben's life. He said, look, mate, what did he offer you? I didn't hear what he said, but clearly he's done something for you to let them go back there. She said, look, he said that if I manage to, you know, let them go, you do the procedure successfully, he'll let me actually return home. So this is very interesting, mate. I'm really excited to see what happens and if he actually keeps his word. Thanks for checking out today's episode. If you do enjoy it, please smash a like, really helps out. Subscribe if you're new. And as always, let's jump into the 8th episode of the 3rd season of Lost.
Dude, I don't know about this.
You're looking at this all wrong. He would want us to do this.
He'd take it, wouldn't he?
Like Sawyer.
Well, he stole all this in the first place. I mean, people need food.
Desmondo,
I need you to come with me.
you guys find Echo?
Echo is dead.
We found his body in the jungle.
The island killed him.
What do you mean the island killed him? What do you mean the island killed him?
You know what it means.
Dude, you okay? Hey, guys. What's wrong with Desmond?
He's got like spidey senses now, hasn't he? Reckon someone's drowning.
Do you want me to help you?
Yeah, what an intense start to the episode.
Hey, how did you know?
I don't know that.
How did you know she was drowning?
Sees a future, dude.
The funny thing is, yeah, technically, we have seen this season that he's kind of seen the future 3 times. He went over to Claire and Charlie the first time and said that, mate, there's something wrong with that roof on top of your hut or whatever. And then later on, when it rained, it was all like collapsing in. You know what I mean? We've also seen that he said to Hurley, didn't he, that he was going to go after Jack, Kate and Sawyer, Locke, in his speech. And he was like, dude, what speech? And then later on in the episode, he's done it. Now, yeah, he made that rod and the lightning come down, but I don't know like what that was projecting, if I'm being honest. But this one, again, he kind of sensed that it was happening. Like I say, his spidey senses were tingling and boom, he's got out. But how is that happening? But all this has kind of happened since the hatch has blown up, and I don't know how it's actually happening. Is it because of all radiation that he was exposed to or something, and he's just gone like crazy superpowers? Like, what is actually going on?
She's beautiful. The Undertow described me. I mean, You know, if you hadn't...
Claire, thought you were only going to be 5 minutes. Aaron's starving.
Well, anyway, I just really wanted to say thank you.
I don't want Charlie to get jealous again. It's just kind of like another way, isn't it?
I don't buy this precognitive insanity rubbish. Look, if the bearded wonder could predict the future, he wouldn't have ended up here, would he? Whatever happened to him, we're gonna have to find out what it is.
Let's get him drunk.
We're gonna have to get him really bloody drunk.
I'm sorry I wasn't more grateful. Thank you for helping Claire not drown.
Brought a peace offering.
What kind of whiskey is that?
It just says McCutcheon.
Reckon it's got a relation to Penny?
Let's have it.
Hey, let's do it.
Do you know what I'd like if Hurley and Charlie got more steaming than him?
She swore like a ducker with a cracking set of knockers. Let me ask you something. How'd you know Claire was drowning?
I could hear her calling for help.
Hear the lightning as well. The lightning. Just by chance you pitch your little rod outside Claire's tent.
Thanks for the drink, pal.
Is it because you turned some key that makes you a hero? I know how you're doing what it is you're doing, but I know a coward when I see one. Yeah! You don't want to know!
Oh, didn't expect a flashback.
Des, are you all right?
Alright. Oh, has he fell off his ladder?
You all right?
This is my flat.
Although, if you want me to feel at home here, you might start calling it our flat. Love, look at me. What's wrong?
Absolutely nothing.
Ended last season looking for him as well. I can't believe we've not even used the once yet. Bit strange, though, isn't it? What's going on, actually?
You know you don't really need a job from my father, Des.
I want him to respect me.
But if for some reason he's too daft to see how brilliant you are, it's not the end of the world.
What did you say?
Not the end of the world.
Just had a bit of a deja vu, that's all. I'm here to see Mr. Whitmore.
Got a parcel here for 8:15. I said delivery for 8:15.
Ah, the numbers.
Mr. Whitmore is ready for you.
You didn't graduate from university.
I had to look after my 3 brothers after my father.
Any military experience?
No, sir. She's beautiful.
My foundation is sponsoring a solo race around the world. I'm going to see to it that you have a position in our administrative department.
I haven't come here to interview for a position in your company. I came here to ask for your daughter's hand in marriage. Pen's moving in. I love her. Your permission would mean everything to me.
This is a 16-year
right.
McCutcheon, named after Anderson McCutcheon, deemed admiral from the Royal Navy. Admiral McCutcheon was a great man, Hume. This swallow is worth more than you could make in a month. To share it with you would be a waste, because you will never be a great man.
I know I'm not.
What you're not is worthy of drinking my whiskey. How could you ever be worthy of my daughter?
You know what? Why? Do you know what I don't get? It's like, why do people care about, like, you never be a great man? Yeah, like, who deems a great person of success? You know what I mean? Like, a great man, a great woman doesn't mean the success that you've had in life. It means how good you are as a person. You know what I'm saying, right? So you're telling me that somebody who volunteers at a dog's home because, or, you know what I mean, an animal sanctuary, who literally just loves pets and animals and feels sorry for them and wants to give them a good life, yeah, they're working for free, or they're working literally on basic wage, yeah? You're telling me that they're less of a person, less, you know, a success than somebody who's, you know, I don't know, trying to run their own business. Is this person who's not worth it, and that person is, just because they've got money? Now, how the heck, mate? You know what I mean? The person who's running their own business could be a proper stuck-up arsehole like that guy there. Do you know what I mean? Only cares about the value that he's pouring into a glass. What's that got to do with loving somebody, being a great human? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't understand people like that. How can people judge people on where they are in society? You literally judge somebody on who they are as a person. Doesn't matter what job they have. Doesn't matter what they can afford. You can have a Bentley. They could have literally an old 2001 Ford Focus. Does that mean that the Bentley person's a better person than them? No, it doesn't. You know what I mean? And we've had that multiple times pretty much in this one. It's kind of like Jin. He was ashamed of his dad because he was a fisherman. You know what I mean? Yet, like, obviously, Son's dad, he's trying to gain her approval and he's, like, high up and got all this money. But, I don't know, Jin's dad, he loves him. You know what I mean? It's how happy he was when he come back to him and he was saying about giving him all this good advice and move away and, do you know what I mean, start your life, just be happy. And like the other guy's getting him to go kill people. Like, you know what I mean? Just because you have money don't mean that you're a better person than somebody else. You're gonna be the one that saves me. Sounds like Charlie.
And I
It is, Charlie.
Where do I know you from?
Hey, can you get some help?
You're Charlie.
Yeah, name's on the sign.
It was in the hatch. I remember seeing you. There was a computer. There was a button. We were on an island.
This is why we don't do drugs.
No, I remember this all happened before. And then I lost my tie and Penny said, where was it? And then it started to rain and...
Don't get how this correlates to the island though. I mean, I kind of get what's happening, but how's this show like what happened to him?
You look better, Des. Not much, but
I need to ask you something. What do you know about time travel?
bloody insane.
Just tell me if it's possible. Is it possible that I've somehow managed to go back in time and I'm now living my life over again?
Penny's father berates you for not being a great man. You've dreamed a future where you push a button to save the world.
These things are not in my head, brother.
This song, that was the start of last season.
I know this song. Great Bridge come back from 2 goals down in the final 2 minutes to win this game was a bloody miracle. Jimmy Lennon's going to come through that door and hit the bartender right in the head with a cricket bat because he owes him money. They'll score the first goal right now.
I reckon maybe because he turned the key, some different things are happening.
There's no such thing as time travel, Des. If you love Penny, stop messing about and marry her.
To be fair though, right, it would make me want to marry you even more. Do you know, like, it would be out of spite then, wouldn't it? Do you know what I mean? I'd be like, look, I'm marrying her anyway, yeah? I come to you as a courtesy, being a nice guy. Turned out you're an asshole. You know what I'm saying? And now, out of spite, I'm going to marry her. And I hope that you have a crap life and you know what I mean? You are literally depressed seeing me having a good life with your daughter that you didn't want me to be with. You know what I mean? I would be that guy. I would literally flip it to my advantage. But I'm still trying to figure out how this relates to anything on the island in terms of him knowing the future. Yes, okay, he's trying to say here that it's time travel back. That's what he's trying to say in this thing. I've seen the future, I'm back now, I'm relaying it again. Like, he's getting it wrong. Yeah, he's remembering things, or like he's remembering who Charlie is, he's remembering this and that. I'm hoping this isn't a foreshadow. Like, we have it sometimes, and like, do you know what I mean? Like, later on down the line, Desmond's never even been there, and Charlie's never been there, and he's actually just, they are in London, and they just bump into each other. It's just one of them kind of things, you know what I'm saying? But I'm hoping it's not one of those, because those stress me out. Like, you know, they drop it in now, and then later down the line, 2 seasons, that actually happens. But here, I kind of get what they're trying to say, but it's still not answering the question on the island right now. I want to know what happened exactly after the hatch and how he's woke up.
You smell like the pub. What did my father say?
Your father was lovely.
Let me take you out tomorrow. Let's go for lobsters on the pier. My treat.
I don't think my failure to impress your father has any occasion to celebrate.
Well, the occasion is I love you.
Why do you love me?
Because you're a good man. In my experience, they're pretty hard to come by.
She values goodness different to her father. He values it and reputation, money.
May I ask your price, Rain?
I'm not a man of means.
I have just the thing. This won't blind any queens, to be sure, but still has the sparkle of life.
I'll take it.
No, you won't. Give me the ring. Give it here. This is wrong. You don't buy the ring. You have second thoughts. You walk right out that door. In fact, you break her heart. Drives you to enter that sailing race, which brings you to the isle of entering numbers into the computer. And if you don't do those things, every single one of us is dead.
Right. So basically, she's trying to say, look, mate, you know what I mean? Like, you need to go there, otherwise we're going to die. That's kind of what I read from that. She's basically saying, look, the loop that you're in, you have to not buy this, because if you don't buy it, you're going to go down that path and don't ask her to marry her, try and get her approval, go on the boat race, go on the island. You're going to make sure you press that button, make sure that we're all okay. If you do buy the ring, that's not going to happen. A couple of years' time, we're all going to die. That's kind of what she just said. Still, I wouldn't say I'm confused. I'm just still... you know what I mean? How's this answer the question of Hurley saying, dude, how do you know what's going to happen in the future? Or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, still haven't told us. We're getting this whole backstory of him waking up and kind of like knowing the future's going to happen. But does he know the future? Do you know what I mean? I don't know, man.
That man over there is wearing red shoes. Just thought it was a bold fashion choice worth noting.
You're my subconscious.
Am I?
You're here to help me out marrying Penny. There is no island, there is no button.
That guy just been squashed.
You knew that was going to happen, didn't you?
Then why didn't you stop it? Why didn't you do anything?
Had I warned him about the scaffolding, tomorrow he'd be hit by a taxi. If I warned him about the taxi, he'd fall in the shower and break his neck. That man was supposed to die, just as it's your path to go to the island. Pushing that button is the only truly great thing that you will ever do.
I feel like she's got in his head now, and he's got the ring, but he's not going to ask her.
Am I late?
Right on time.
Come on, something to show the grandkids.
Oh, come on, Des, let's do it.
Only £5.
Yeah, love.
I couldn't go through with that.
What was that?
I can't do this.
You can't do what?
Us.
What you talking about?
Look after you. I haven't got a job. I don't have any. I can't even afford £5 for a bloody photograph. You deserve someone better. Being a good man is not enough.
What's this about, Des? Where's this coming from?
Why would you leave your flat, your expensive flat?
Don't do that. And don't you dare rewrite history. I left my expensive flat because you were too proud to live there, remember? And have the decency to admit that you're doing this because you're a coward.
That's actually true in this scenario. I do believe it.
We're not supposed to be together.
I mean, what a waste that is, you know what I mean? That's going to somehow land up on the island or something. Let's be honest though, that scenario there, yeah, what she was just saying is it's blatantly all him. Do you know one of them situations where it's not you, it's me, it's literally all you? What it is because obviously somebody's got in his head, and I can kind of understand it from a point of view where, like, say, she's very wealthy and he's not, and he feels like he's a bum. Pretty much, that's literally it. He feels like she's so way above his league and he's a bum and he can't do anything for her. Yeah. Ideally, like she's just saying, relationships about love. I love you and that's it. I don't care about he's got no money. I don't care what flat you live in. You know what I mean? I don't care what job you've got. I love you, Desmond. Do you know what I mean? I'm not being funny, right? But if I could be a stay-at-home husband and do nothing and have my wife have all the money, it's a fucking dream, mate. Literally, it really is. You know what I mean? Like, anybody that just sits... If I could find somebody who was rich as anything and made me do nothing, just sit at home with the kids or whatever, I'd be loving my life, mate. Literally. I'm the opposite of you, Desmond. Literally the opposite. And... he had a good thing there, and obviously, like, his dad's got in his head, mate. Literally, he has energy. He's looking at the thing. That's how he signed up. I still don't know how this helps how he's seeing what's happening in the present. What he's telling me is how he's got to the island and what he's actually doing. But then again, I would like to know how can I explain it? Like, he's clearly experienced this because somebody's told him that he needs to go to the island to press the button. But, like, how does that person know that he has to go to the island and press the button? I'm hoping that makes sense, that I'm trying to get out there. Do you know what I mean? Because he's not gone with her because he's been told that information. And it's got in his head and he's ended up going there and he's ended up on the island. But how did that person know that he's been in that? He needs to do that.
What would it be?
Just give me a pint of your cheapest. I'm celebrating the biggest mistake of my life. I'm pretty sure I've made it before.
I reckon that they're going to score now. And someone's going to come in and hit that guy with a bat.
I was right. I was off by a night. I heard the song and then I can still change it. Jimmy Lemon.
Where the hell's my money?
Oh. Look at that.
I'm sorry, Penny. I'll change it.
Yeah, his picture had blood on it the other day, you know.
I could hear her calling for help.
I know how you're doing what it is you're doing, but I know a coward when I see one.
You don't want to know what happened to me. You don't want to know. You don't want to know.
You can't change it.
Let's get him to his tent.
Basically, you're saying you can't change fate. This is like what Locke's saying. Like, do you know what I mean? Fate's all what's to do with everything.
I'm sorry I tried to strangle you, right? Oh, fair play, mate. Here we go.
You are going to tell me what happened to you?
When I turned that key, my life flashed before my eyes. But those flashes, Charlie,
Saw a flash. Claire drowning this morning.
I was saving you. You tried to save her, but you drowned. When I saw the lightning hit the roof, you were electrocuted. And when you heard Claire was in the water, you drowned trying to save her. I've tried, brother. I've tried twice to save you, but the universe has a way of course correcting, and no matter what I try to do, you're gonna die, Charlie.
See, that bit, right, okay. That bit makes sense with how that woman told him of the story of that guy going and getting took out by the concrete. It correlates. It makes sense why it was there. And, you know, it gives a better understanding of what happened. Basically, she was saying, look, mate, I could have told him that that was going to fall on him and he'd be okay. But tomorrow, he'd go out and get hit by a car. I'd tell him about the car, but then the next day, he'd slip in a shower. So basically, what I'm trying to say is, that guy's going to die anyway. Basically, I could save his life and keep preventing it, but the universe has a way of getting things back into sync, and the guy's going to die. And that correlates to the story of what he's just saying there, that basically, you know, I bashed that thing down for the rod and knew the lightning was going to come, was going to hit you, was going to die. I've done that, I prevented it. Yes, sound. Then, you know, I've seen it again. It was you that was drowning in the water, that you went after to save Claire, but I done it this time. You know, I seen it come in. I decided I'm going to go, I'm going to save your life again. But in reality, it's the same thing as the story that that woman told him, that no matter how much how many times you intervene and try to prevent things from happening, the universe has its way, and it's going to sink all the way around, and it's going to, you know, happen eventually. So Charlie, you're going to die soon. That's pretty much what he's saying. But what I'm saying is, how did all of this happen? To me, this episode still doesn't make much sense. Like, how can I explain it? Like, without me sounding daft. Like, I understand what the episode's just told me, but what I don't understand is how he's had these flashbacks before. This is what I'm trying to get at. So, like, how has he had that story whilst he wasn't on the island be told to him that he needed to be on the island to press the button? And, like, do you know what I mean? So, like, how was he in the past being told that he had to do this, this, and this, and he broke up with Penny? Like, I physically understand what I've watched, but I don't understand how it's played out. And that's the only way I can say it without being absolutely confusing, because it's a little bit confusing me trying to say it, because you can watch it and you can understand it, but I don't get how it's happened. I don't get how, prior to him being on the island, somebody told him that he needed to be on the island. You know what I mean? And then I don't get how he's been there, took the picture, broke up with Penny, then he's obviously gone, signed up to the army, then he's obviously done something, he's been discharged, and then he's gone, and he's come to this island, you know what I mean, doing the boat thing, as the woman said that he was going to do. How did she know the future in the past? And then how did he ended up being here? Yes, she said the universe ends up getting everything in sync, and no matter how many times he differs, pretty much, you always end up in the right path, and he's there, and he is saving the world. Does that mean he's turned the key and he's ended the world? Do you know what I mean? Basically, she was saying you was there, you was pressing it, it was meant to be. But I still don't get how all that's happened. To me, it wasn't an amazing justification of how it happened. It was understandable with the story to follow and what he was trying to tell. I just don't get it as well. I'm hoping that what I'm saying comes off correctly. I feel like it's not, but it was decent. I just still don't know how he knew it was going to happen in the past. Okay, that is going to wrap up today's episode. Thanks so much for checking out the channel today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I've actually just checked, right, and this episode so far, obviously, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Obviously, like, I check the names of the episodes to name them in the videos, so I'm not, like, checking spoilers, but when I name them, I can see episode ratings. And this episode, episode 8, has the best rating of the season so far up until this period. I've not seen the next ones because I don't look at them, just look at the names so I could obviously type out for the videos. And I would personally say that, to me, this isn't the best episode of the season. I actually think that the episodes that revolve around the others is, but everybody loves different things, and how can I argue with the masses? You know what I mean? I run a most likely to dislike characters vote for each season, and you guys vote, and, you know, sometimes somebody wins that I disagree with. I was like, how's that person won? But the thing is, the majority, you know what I mean? That's the whole point of opinions. You know, you got to respect everybody's. And apparently, this is the best episode so far this season that most people think, which I think is really interesting because obviously it was deja vu. That's what he was trying to say. Basically, he's relived scenarios before. So basically, what he's trying to do is he's trying to alter the course to improve it, basically, try and save Charlie's life. That's what the episode, is what I'm taking from the episode anyway. He's lived these moments before in a parallel universe or an alternate reality, do you know what I mean? His life flashed before his eyes and he's watched himself live this scenario multiple times. And basically everything that he's trying to do and change it in all these different scenarios that he keeps living, you still end up in the same situation. And that is what I'm taking from it. I could be miles out. You know what I mean? As I was just saying a minute ago, I don't understand how somebody in the past was telling him about where he had to be in the future to save them. Has it happened before? Has it not? And how did he end up getting onto this island? Was it luck, or was it because of that sort of thing, getting steamrolled in those events? Because he does actually look at his picture all of the time. And I've got to say, yeah, his picture that he was holding, one of the episodes this season, you can go back. I don't know which one it is, so I wouldn't go back because you'd be scanning through so many times, but his picture, he had blood all over the top corner on one of them, and now in this episode, no blood. He definitely had it, honestly, I promise. So that was interesting. I'm glad though, I actually am glad that Penny's been in this season so far. This is the first episode, and it's episode 8. We ended last season with her dropping it in that she was searching for him, and obviously the key got turned and they said that they think they found him, and then obviously here it's the first reference technically to the key being turned and the aftermath of it. So in that aspect and all of it, it was a good episode. I did enjoy it. I also do feel like it was a little bit confusing at times. I feel like the story it was trying to tell, I understood. That's what I was trying to get out in that little bit a minute ago. I understood the story it was saying. No matter what you could do, do you know what I mean? No matter how many paths you take, no matter what diversions you do, the universe has its own way. It decides who dies, and you know what I mean? You could prevent it now, you could prevent it tomorrow, you could prevent it the next day, but everything's going to come full circle, and what's meant to be is meant to be. I believe that's what the episode was trying to say, but I also think it was trying to tell us that in a way where it was saying Desmond's experienced different things in his life and seeing flashbacks here and there and all that stuff. And like I said, it was confusing at times. But that's what I believe I took from it. Hopefully I understood it anyway, because like I said, I do think the episode was good. I just personally think that every episode that's been outside of revolving around Jack, Sawyer and Kate, personally, has not been as good as the ones around Jack, Sawyer and Kate. That's I actually really love what's going on with them, and you know, I actually want to see them all return. Like I said, my ideal world would be Kate and Sawyer return back, obviously with this guy as well, Alex's boyfriend. They all get a little army going, you know, get Saeed, get Jin. He's still missing. You know what I mean? 8 episodes in, how many times have we seen Jin? 1, 2 times? Who knows, mate? You know, you can get Jin, Saeed. You can not get Mr. Echo now because he's passed away, but you can get Locke, you know what I mean? Charlie, ready up, man up, you know, get a squad together, infiltrate that island, sneak attack, try and be them ninjas, silent assassins, go in, try and rescue Jack. It's not going to happen. That's what I'd love to do. I can't wait to see, obviously, what's going on with the Juliet storyline, if he's allowed, you know, if she's allowed to move back to the society or not. Is Ben going to stay true to his word? Is he actually going to survive? Yeah, Jack's done the tumour from him, but is he going to get up? Is he going to still dictate the way he currently does, or is he going to change now? Is he going to feel more positive and happy, knowing that he's got more life to live? Do you know what I mean? Who knows? I'm, like I said, very fascinated what's going on there. Why was Alex's boyfriend sat down, goggles on, watching this thing, getting over and over like hypnotised? So he seemed to kind of get in that, like controlled trance as well when he was in that room. All that fascinates me. Here on the island, I feel like when we move to the sand, like the shore, the Claire, the Charlie, the you know, the Saeed, the Locke stories, I feel like we're just getting stories about past and just why they're there on the island. Just like the Locke one was the Mr. Echo and he had to redeem himself and save him, do you know what I mean? And then the Mr. Echo one was this and that, and he's gone round and he's followed his brother, and then obviously this one, and then again, like I feel like with Jack, Sawyer and Kate, I feel like that's the progression of the actual island story, where I feel like this one is all just about information from the past overload. And, you know, currently I'm loving the other one, but I do like the season. Like I've been saying multiple times, it's been really good, and I can't wait to see the next episode. Thanks for checking it out. If you did enjoy today's, please smash the like, it really helps out. Subscribe if you're new, and as always, I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers, guys.